smart money, is it real? You know, many investors are claiming that they can bring not only the money, but also some connections, some ideas that might help your business. From my personal opinion, in most of the cases, maybe in 95% of the cases, it's not true. In most of the cases, it's just the money. However, in 5%, maybe less of the cases, investors can introduce you to some potential customers, some potential partners. And if they claim they can do this, you can double check before taking the money if it's a really decisive point in actually receiving investments from them. You always should do some kind of a background check of all the investors that you want to have aboard, because it's really sensitive kind of a situation when you invite people to be your partners and you don't know basically who are they. And sometimes I saw the really complicated situations when companies were involved into some kind of a corporate conflicts just because they didn't done the background check for the investors, and so they initiated some kind of a conflict to take control of the company, or maybe just because they're stupid. It also happens pretty often. Not all the people with the money are really smart. Sometimes they're really stupid. So they got their fortune from really simple things. Yeah, or maybe they inherited some money. And so if you take money from this kind of a person, you might be in trouble. So smart money is mostly a myth. However, there are few exceptions, and there is a chance that your situation will be this kind of exception. In my personal opinions, I had a few cases where investors introduced me to the customers, to the partners that actually might change a lot, and they introduce us to some other investors. However, most of the investors just do nothing except for the money, and it's actually something that you might consider.